Alright, this example video will be about writing equations in slope-intercept form when you're given a point that the line passes through and also the slope of the line. And then you'll see as the video continues, we'll change what the information is that we're given, and we'll still write our equations in slope-intercept form. If you use your book as a reference, this is in section 4.2 of your book. But what you'll have to be careful of is that sometimes the directions in the book are going to say to put things in point slope form. We're not going to work with point slope form right now. So you'll want to make sure that you're following the directions on the video and going to slope intercept form for each of your equations if you refer back to your textbook, lesson 4.2. Alright, so on the first example, I have write the equation in slope-intercept form of the line that passes through the point 2, 1 and has a slope of 3. So what we're going to work with is slope-intercept form itself, which is y equals mx plus b. We're going to fill this in, and if we had m and b, we'd have our equation. Well, we have m because the slope is the m, but we do not have the b. What we have is a point, which is an x and a y, and it's just one particular point on that line right now that we know. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this one point we know, and we're going to use the slope, and we're going to fill in everything in this general equation except for b, since that's what we're trying to find. So in the ordered pair, y is 1, so we're temporarily going to change the y to 1. The slope, or the m, that's given out here is 3, so we're going to replace that with a 3. Then we're going to draw a parenthesis because it's 3 times something, and x is 2 according to the ordered pair right now, so we'll put the 2 in there for the x. And then the plus b, b stays b, since that's what we want to find. Now, from here it's a quick multiplication. The 2 side by side, 3 times 2, which turns into 6. Just make sure your 6 and your b do not look alike. Since this is positive 6, you want to subtract 6 from both sides. 1 minus 6, that'll give you negative 5, and that is equal to b. So as you go to write your final equation, you can write it here, or sometimes I like to go out here to the side. Y equals, you want your y back in so that we can find other points on our line if necessary. The slope is 3, so 3, and you want your x back in so you can find ordered pairs. And then your intercept, the b you found, is negative 5, so you're going to say minus 5. This equation would let someone graph by a table, put it in standard form, see that it's linear, and find lots of points on the line that we're talking about. So out here is our final answer. So we use the y equals mx plus b, we fill in the x, the y, and the m, and we solve for b. Once we solve for b, then we use the y equals mx plus b, but we only fill in the m and the b. The x and y stay variables so we can find other points on the line. And we're going to try this again, of course. And of course, someone could graph either from the equation or from the information that was given and actually graph a picture of the line. Alright, on the second example, we're still going to write the equation in slope-intercept form. It's passing through the point negative 2, 5 and has a slope of 3. So this is an x, this is a y, and of course this is the m. So what we need is the b. So let's start with our general form, y equals mx plus b. Let's fill in the y. The y we get from the ordered pair, which is 5. The m we get out here where it says the slope is 3. And the x we also get from the ordered pair, which this time is negative 2. And then there's a plus b. We multiply the two that are side by side. So 5 equals negative 6 plus b. And since this is negative 6, this time we will need to add 6 to both sides. 5 plus 6, of course, is 11, and 11 then equals b. So when you go to write your final equation, y equals, your slope is 3, so 3x, your b is 11, since it's positive, it'll be plus 11, and there's your final equation in slope-intercept form. All right, we'll try one more example just so you can kind of get the routine down. Remember the ordered pair, this is x, this is y, and the slope out here, that's your m. So as you start your y equals mx plus b, you're going to fill in everything you know so that you can solve for b. You're going to change the y to -7, you're going to change the m to -1, and the x you're going to change to 4. You're going to do a quick multiplication here where I've underlined. So -7 equals -4 plus b. Then you're going to, since this is -4, add 4 to both sides. So -7 plus 4, that'll be -3 equals b. When you go to write your equation, your y equals, put your slope in. Since it's -1, you can say -1x or just -x. You don't have to write the 1 unless you want to. And then the intercept is -3, so we'll put -3 here. And there's our final equation in slope-intercept form. All right, we're going to change the information slightly. This time I'm going to give us 2 points that go through the line, and we're going to find the slope and the intercept, and we're going to do the same process. The difference is here I have not given you the slope, so you're going to have to use your slope formula in order to find the slope. Remember, your slope formula is your y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. And we'll place our numbers in there and solve for m. Okay, so let's give this a try and see how it works. We're going to write our equation. Our line goes through the point 3,1 and the point 2,4. So the first thing I want to do is find the slope. So I'm going to subtract the y's. So as I underline the y's several times here so you can see them, I'm going to go 4 minus 1. For the x's then I have to start here with the 2. And I have to do 2 minus the first x, which is 3. So as I subtract, I'll have 3 over -1, and then I want to simplify this for equation writing and make this -3. So now I have the slope, but I have 2 ordered pairs. So what I have to do is to decide which ordered pair I want to work with. It does not matter which one you work with, we'll come up with the same result. So you have to look at them and decide which one you would rather work with. Which set do you prefer as far as the coordinates? I'm just going to work with the 2, 4 that's out here. So I'm going to box the 2, 4 so that it stands out, and I make sure that that's the x and y that I use. So as I'm starting with my y equals mx plus b, I'm going to fill in for y, I'm going to use the 4 that's in the ordered pair that I chose. So 4 equals, for m I have to use the number I found over here, which is -3. And for x, I got to use the x from the ordered pair that I also used for the y, so I have to use the 2. So if I multiply these two together, I'll get -6 on that side. And then I can add 6 to both sides, and I'll find out that 10 is equal to b. So when I write the equation for this, y equals, got to get my slope from over here where I found it, -3x, and then get my intercept from where I found it here, plus 10. And there's my equation. Now I could have used the other ordered pair. That would have been fine, and I still would have found the same intercept. Let me show you that just in case you question, could have I used the other ordered pair? I would have replaced the y with 1. Slope still would have been -3, but I would have changed the x to 3 this time, since that's in this ordered pair. Then when I multiply, I get -9 there. And then when I add 9 to solve for b, 1 plus 9 makes 10. So you can see, using the other ordered pair here, I got the same value for b that I got over here on the ordered pair we selected. So it won't matter if you use a different ordered pair than I use, or that someone else working these equations are using. You're going to get the same b as long as you have your slope correct and you've plugged everything in and solved carefully. Alright, so let's try again. This time we've got the ordered pairs -4, -2, and -5, -6. Remember, the first thing you want to do when you're given two ordered pairs and you're writing an equation, find the slope. So as I'm working here, I'm going to take -6 and subtract -2. Be careful with your signs because this first subtraction is part of the formula. So it's -6 that I got out of the parenthesis, then subtract that's part of the formula, and then the -2 that's in the second parenthesis that I'm looking in. I know it's written first. Now, when I do the y's or the x's on the bottom, I have to start with the -5 and then subtract this first x, which is -4. So again, I'll get a double negative there. So this is -6 plus 2 over -5 plus 4. That will give us -4 over -1, which is +4. So there's our slope, there's our m. Our next job or decision is which ordered pair do we want to work with, and it doesn't make a difference. I'm this time going to just work with the first set. So as I'm working with the y equals mx plus b, I'm going to change the y, looking at the ordered pair I chose, -2 equals the slope. I'm going to use the 4 that I found in the first step, and the x I'm going to change to -4. And then of course keep the plus b. Multiply those two together, so -2 equals -16 plus b. Then because this is -16, add 16 to both sides, and -2 plus 16 is 14, so 14 is equal to b. So my final equation, my answer, will be y equals, the slope is 4, so 4x, and then the b is 14, so plus 14. And there's the equation that would represent the line that goes through that set of ordered pairs. All right, one more example just to make sure that we've tried all kinds of things and practiced enough. The first ordered pair, -112. The second ordered pair, 4, -8. So first, find the slope. So it doesn't matter which way you subtract. This time I'm going to do 12 minus -8. I'm just going to go the order I see the y's this time. So 12 minus -8. On the bottom then I have to start with -1 and subtract +4. So as I go across the top here and do the arithmetic, I'll have 12 plus 8, and that will give me 20. And on the bottom, I'm going to get -1 minus 4 is -5. And when I simplify this, I'm going to get -4. So there's my slope, -4. Again, pick whichever ordered pair you want to work with. It does not make a difference which pair or which set you use. I'm going to use this set out here at the end this time. So when I work with y equals mx plus b, I'm going to change the y to -8. I'm going to change the m to -4. I'm going to change the x to +4. I'm getting my x and y from the ordered pair, and I'm getting my m from where we found m in the first step. I'm going to multiply together, so -8 equals -16 plus b. Since that's -16, I will need to add 16 to both sides. So I will have 8 is equal to b. Now, just remember, once you find b and you found m here in the first step, those are the only two numbers that appear in your final equation. So start with y equals, and then your slope, -4 times x, and then since b is +8 plus 8, and there's your equation for the line that goes through that set of ordered pairs that was given to you.